Once again, we say good morning, bonjour tout le monde, bienvenue ici à Paul Ricard. Welcome to the French Riviera. This is day 2, race 2, round 5 of the Italian F.4 Championship at the former home of the French Formula One Grand Prix. Great to have your company here this morning. The cars have already set off on their formation lap, as you can see, being led away by yesterday's race winner, Akshay Bora. The sun has come out to shine. It was raining here not half an hour ago, quite humid, a tropical feel in the air here as the field make their way down the back straight. Akshay Bora taking his maiden victory yesterday, and he starts on the front row of the grid. Jack Beaton, his teammate alongside Hiyu Yamakashi, penalised 5 seconds last night. He's still second in the championship, starts alongside the championship's leader, Freddie Slater. Rashid Al-Dahedi, Thomas Stolchamanis on row 3. The Jamaican sensation, Alex Powell, the Mercedes-AMG Junior, Gustav Jonsson for Van Amersfoort Racing, GMP out of 9. And the boy from Brazil, Matias Ferreira, starts out of 10 in car 10. Maxim Rem, a rookie in the field, as is King Nakamura Belter, the Alpine F1 Academy Junior, Enzo Ye. Grid 13 for RSGP, Dion Gauda, a great dice yesterday with Al-Dahedi, Reno Francot, Ethan Isha, Maximilian Popov out of 17, first time at the circuit for the young Russian. Enia Frey for Jensen Motorsport out of 18, Kostic, Kamal Murad, the second Sydney-sider, David Elardini, one of only 3 Italians in the field, Luca Vistoriano from Bucharest, Lynn Herdenius, Van der Netherlands, and Olivieri, the first of the 3 AKM Motorsport cars. Everett Stack, the American, Alvisa Rodella, also for VAR. Welcome back to the series. Jan Koller from the Czech Republic, Savinkov, also for Team AKM. Ed Robinson, the former Spanish karting champion from Mallorca, is the Brit, alongside Filippo Fiorentino. Dobzhansky, Gabriel Holguin, Nathaniel Berabi, the Mafi Racing drivers, Kabir Anurag, and Kai Dadianani from Mumbai in India. Remember, his clutch basically disintegrated as he left pit lane for qualifying. So it's at grid 35 for the Cram Motorsport driver for all 3 races here this weekend. Alex Powell, the Mercedes-AMG Junior, P5 yesterday in the race won by Akshay Bora. A pleasure to have your company here at the finest motorsport complex, certainly in Europe, and one of the best in the world. As you look at the maiden race winner, Akshay Bora, on pole position. The US racing team 1, 2 and 3 yesterday. Yamakashi was penalised 5 seconds for cutting the circuit, which is so tempting to do, but he did not get away with it. It dropped him down to 6th position, so Matias Ferreira made it a US Racing 1, 2, 3, his first podium of the season. Kabir Anurag forms up at the back of the grid. Akshay Bora on pole position. Jack out of grid 2. Yamakashi and Freddie Slater, the championship leader, out of grid 4. We wait for Dadianani, Kabir Anurag and Nathaniel Berabi as the sun comes out to shine finally after a rain shower half an hour ago. We welcome you to the former home of the French Formula One Grand Prix for race 2 of the Italian Championship. We race for the 2nd time here in France. Bora leads Beaton as we've got 2 cars stalling. Thankfully, the field go down into turn 1 without a problem. Bora from Beaton, and the US racing drivers go 1, 2. Yamakashi on the outside of Freddie Slater. But it's Bora in the race lead. Yamakashi goes ahead of Freddie Slater. Great start from Rashid Al-Dahedi as the field go racing down. There's King Nakamura Berta. Rides the ripple strip as Bora goes defensive. Watch Yamakashi. Hiyu around the outside as 2 of the PHM cars go straight ahead. That was Kamal Murad. And we've lost one of the Mafi Racing drivers already out. Here's Gabriel Holguin. He's gone not more than a few hundred meters as Akshay Bora tries to break the slipstream. You can see Beaton has fallen back behind the Japanese driver. He's on a mission this morning as they go up the Mistral straight into the chicane for the first time. Yamakashi tries to fire it down the inside into the chicane. It is a local yellow only for the moment. Until now, the safety car out onto the circuit for the first time here this weekend. Yamakashi made the move through into position 2 moments after Gabriel Holguin came to a stop. Maxim Rem also involved We take a look at what happened, what brought out the safety car. Oh, a huge accident, monstrous crash. Also involving Filippo Fiorentino, one of two Brazilian drivers. Looks as though we're down to one of the PHM cars going straight ahead. Kamal Murad did skip on through. So we'll try and pick up which of the PHM cars, which of the golden cars was involved in that. Holguin, Maxim Rem, Savinkov. They are the three retirements at this early stage as the safety car comes out onto the circuit. There is Gabriel, the Maffei racing team from Geneva in Switzerland. The Venezuelan-American, a tough start to his maiden season. Full-time season, that is, in the Italian F.4 Championship. There's Freddie Slater through in position 4 if you missed race 1 yesterday. Akshay Bora took the race win, his first win in the Italian F4 Series. Heading home, his teammate, Jack Beaton, Freddie Slater. A slow leak, a slow puncher. It wasn't actually even a puncher, just lost pressure in qualifying. So qualified grid 24, only completed the 1 lap with another issue. And DNF'd, he got no points out of yesterday. He is still the championship leader. And you can see Freddie Slater in position 4. Yamakoshi with the start though. He's up into position 2. So I can tell you Reno Francot has also pulled into pit lane as well. So the order is Akshay trying to go 2 from 2 here at Paul Ricard. Round 5 of the Italian F4 Championship, presented since the inception by WSK Promotion together with the Automobile Club of Italy. We cross the border for this round 5 of the championship, which is being led by Freddie Slater from Hiyu Yamakoshi and Akshay Bora in P3 from Powell and Beaton. Rashid Al-Bahedi, a good start from the Emirati. He's behind Freddie Slater. That's Olivieri going through. He's up into position 17 behind Frey and Popov. Stolchamanis, a storming start from the Latvian. Car 33 for the Prema Racing team ahead of Jonsson, Powell, Ferreira and Kim Nakamura-Berta. Just ahead of Gianmarco Pradel. It is a long safety car or full course yellow lap here. A race lap around about 2 minutes. Full course yellow. The safety car on your screen leads the field around at between 60 to 80 we'll call it 70 kilometers an hour. So a full course yellow lap is actually more than 5 minutes here at Paul Ricard. It gives us time to remove the cars of Rem and Holguin. Francot still down in pit lane, incidentally. No safety car intervention yesterday, thankfully. It was a clean race, a fabulous dice between Dion Gauda and Rashid Al-Bahedi. Thomas Stolchamanis also in that fight also. But it is Akshay Bora from Hiyu Yamakoshi trying to keep his title hopes alive and take the title back to Van Amersfoort Racing, who of course were the champions in 2019 with Dennis Hauger and in 2021 with next year's Haas F1 driver Ollie Behrman from the Kings England. It was Everett Stack who went straight ahead and lost the front wing on the bollards, the plastic bollards, which well, they're slightly more forgiving than a concrete wall, but they still do damage to these cars trying to enforce track limits, which has become something of a curse word in world motorsport over the past decade or so. Very contentious. Hiyu Yamakoshi yesterday, a 5-second penalty for cutting the circuit in turn 1. It dropped him down to 6th position, elevating Matius Ferreira onto the podium, a US Racing 1-2-3. Fabulous pitches. Alvise Rodella going on through for the VAR team. So another lap at least under the safety car, hopefully to go green next time round. Round 5 Race 2 of the 2024 Italian F.4 Championship, which is being led by Slater on 240 points. Yamakashi 169. Akshay, race winner now in the Italian Series. He's third in the championship on 159 points. Alex Powell 136. Jack Beaton on your screen, fifth in the championship on 122. And it's Rashid Khin and Thomas Stoltemanis. We'll look for a big result here this morning from Jack Beaton when we do go green, hopefully next time round. Jack Beaton on the podium twice last week at Mugello as Maximilian Popov goes through in car 3. First time at the French circuit for the young Russian. Maximilian Popov, car 3 for the PHM Racing team. Team manager Mikhail Aleshin doing a superb job with the superbly presented cars. PHM Racing. Mikhail himself, former Renault Formula One test driver, IndyCar racer, IndyCar pole sitter, in fact. As Akshay Bora leads the field up the Mistral Straight. Jack Beaton, as we finally get news that the safety car pulls into pit lane at the end of this lap. Beaton behind Yamakashi. There is Slater, Rashid, Thomas, Gustav, Alex Powell, Ferreira, and Kin Nakamura Berta in P10. Jack Beaton on the podium yesterday. And the big news breaking overnight, yes, the mullet will go tomorrow afternoon. The haircut is booked in. Jack, this is the French Riviera, not the Goldie, mate. Boy, will he celebrate if he breaks through to take his maiden victory. And of course, on a more serious note, US Racing 1-2-3 yesterday in race 1. They're 1-3 now, split by Hiyu Yamakashi, the first of the 2 Japanese drivers for Van Amersfoort Racing in second place. It is up to Akshay Bora to lead the field back to green. The safety car will accelerate away. There's Thomas Stoltemanis, the first of the rookies, the second of which is Alex Powell. Thomas in P6 outright in this 35 car field, now reduced to 32. Must maintain a consistent speed. Akshay Bora, it is up to he when he accelerates. As the safety car lights go off, it escapes down into pit lane. Bora can wait right up until they cross the start-finish line. No driver can pass until they do so. Akshay Bora, race 1 winner yesterday. He's in control. He's the pole sitter. The safety car is now into pit lane. The green flag is flying now. Nobody can pass until they cross the start-finish line. Akshay Bora dictates the pace. The green flag is flying. We go into turn 15. Look how close Yamakashi is to the back of Bora. There's Beaton right in the middle of your screen, glued to the back of Hiyu Yamakashi. The green flag's flying. We wait. Bora's in control. And now he goes, tries to break the slipstream. Hiyu Yamakashi goes with him. He goes right, he goes left. Hiyu Yamakashi follows him as they race down into turn 1. Back racing green. Jack on the attack, tries to send it down the inside. Yamakashi closes the door. There's Olivieri. Big locker from Popov. Goes straight ahead, and you can see he's lost his front wing. Slater on the inside of Beaton. These two have gone wheel to wheel all season. Slater on the inside. Jack goes straight ahead. Has to go around the bollard. This will be costly for the Queenslander. Rejoins correctly. It's almost like a joker lap in World Rallycross. He comes back in right behind Freddie Slater. Freddie has legitimately gone through and made the pass. There's Gianmarco Pradell in a rush. His GMP as Jack gets airborne. Beaton aggressive here this morning, needs to stay cool as he shadows the championship leader. Of course, they came to grief at Imola as we look at the fight for the lead. Yamakashi, Slater, Beaton, Rashid Al-Bahedi, Gustav Jonsson, Stoltemanis, Powell, Nakamura Berta, and GMP up into P10. Yamakashi means business here this morning, as we now see Rashid Al-Bahedi on the outside of Jack Beaton. He did this yesterday. The Emirati versus the Australian. What a move from Rashid. Beaton gives him space, but he'll lose the place. Al-Bahedi goes wide. Jack Beaton just holds on. Rashid stays there, holds on high, but then launches over the ripple strip, joins back in and loses one, if not two positions. Gustav Jonsson, watch the speed. Try to attack Jack down into turn 15. It's all going wrong for the Australian, who desperately wanted to take his maiden victory here. Gustav slams it down the inside. That's Nakamura Berta. Jack on the inside, though. He'll be slow going down the straight. Rashid gets the run. Fantastic racing in race 2, round 5, the Italian F.4 Championship. Here at the former home of the French Grand Prix, Paul Ricard on the French Riviera. This just a few moments ago. This, the second Muffy racing car. Into the wall, oh, so slightly. And that's a new front wing being ordered for Nathaniel Berry from the Tartus factory. Border holds the lead as Slater on the back of Yamakoshi. Beaton is still in P4 from Jonsson. We approach half race distance. Freddie Slater, reminding you, is the championship leader. He's won 10 times out of 13 starts in the 2024 series. Border trying to go 2 from 2. Yamakoshi has lost touch with Border. There's Rashid going through. Head of Stoltemanis, Powell, and Kin Nakamura Berta. GMP in car 12 in P10. Freddie down the inside has gone on through. Nicely done. Slater sends it to second place. Enzo, Ethan Isha, Frey, Olivieri, Kostic, Rodella, Larini going through ahead of Kamal Murad and Lynn Hodenuis. Van der Netherlands rounds out the 20. Pradel pulls out, tries to take him, Nakamura Berta. Pradel on the inside of Signes. And the former junior World Kart Racing champion closes the door. He himself trying to take Thomas Stoltemanis. Goes wide, does Nakamura Berta. As the sun disappears behind the clouds, we had a forecast of rain. Right about now, we did not have the forecast of Keen sending it, but he almost did. Aggression from the English-born Japanese driver in car 51. The Alpine F1 Academy junior driver, the third rookie in the field. The first two are right ahead of him in the form of Alex Powell and Thomas Stoltemanis. Kin Nakamura Berta on the inside of Thomas Stoltemanis, who goes wide. Border still leads. He's been caught now by Freddie Slater, who puts in an 06.866. The championship leader on the charge. This is on now. Has Border. Oh, huge crash. Pradel and Stoltemanis. Well over 200 kilometers an hour. They do rejoin with damage, though. Stoltemanis has lost the front wing. He's in trouble. Pradel goes on through as Dion Gauda locks up. Well, the expansive runoff areas here at Paul Ricard, in that case, they worked well. Nice move down the inside for Enya Frey. Goes on through as Stoltemanis. He's a sitting duck here. The Latvian's race is effectively over. He's losing positions every single corner. That's Olivieri going on through. We'll take a look at this. Down the inside, Pradel into the back of Stoltemanis, who actually lost the front wing when Kin Nakamura Berta swept around the outside trying to take the place. He did so. Front right to left rear. They both go straight ahead. Dion Gauda around the outside of Gianmarco Pradel, who still holds P9. Into the second half of race 2 here, round 5. Eddie Robinson going through ahead of Stoltemanis, who will have to pit. Dadianani, good drive from Kai. He goes by. Everett Stack from the back of the grid. Anurag, Dobzhansky, Savinkov, Vistoriano, Yankola. The final runner in contention after Fiorentino rejoined after that first corner incident. This is Gustav Jonsson, who's in P5. The Van Amersfoort Racing team. 3rd and 5th. It is happening all over the track here. Akshay Bora, race winner yesterday. Pole sitter yesterday, has got the race lead, but look who's come to fight. From the British Midlands, Freddie Slater, car 27 for the Bremer Racing Team. Jack in the middle of your screen. Holds on to P4. Slater, look how wide they turn in. Down into Hotel and Calm corners. Just kissing the ripple strips. Wider line from Freddie Slater. He'll have an extra couple of engine RPM as they go up the back straight. US Racing, who won the championship in 2023 with Kasper Stuka. P1, Akshay Bora trying to go 2 from 2. Freddie Slater gets the slipstream. Fortunately for Akshay, the Mistral chicane is in use this weekend. Freddie Slater tries to take advantage of it. Up the inside, not this time. Bora runs wide. Beaten on the back of Yamakashi. There is Jonsson. Back to Rashid Aldeheri. Powell, Nakamura Berta, Predel, and Dion Gowda now works his way inside the top 10. Enzo Ye from Chinese Taipei. Good try from Enzo. For RSGP, on your screen, just going through a position outside the top 10, ahead of Freight Kostic, Olivieri, Isha, Ladini, Kamal Murad, Rodella, Hotenuous, and Edu Robinson now into the top 20. Slater tries to send it from second. And Bora will make car 31 as wide as possible in the mirrors. Beaten on the back of Hiyu Yamakashi. Into turn 15, a good line from Slater. Yamakashi knew what was coming there from the Queenslander. The fight for the final step of the podium, potentially. If Bora and Slater fight, it'll be a 4-car fight for the lead of race 2. Slater's got the slipstream though. So we go down into turn 1. Now Bora has to defend. Yamakashi beaten around the outside. Jack will not be beaten. Down into turn 1. And the Australian back onto the podium. Yamakashi back to 4. Remember, the Japanese driver is second in the series. Wheel to wheel down the bottom part of the circuit. A defensive masterclass from Bora for the moment. He needs his teammate to come and help. Ricky Bobby calling Cal Norton Jr., if you'll excuse the expression. You know what I mean. US Racing 1 and 3, split by the championship leader, Freddie Slater. Good exit that time from Bora. Yamakashi and Jonsson, both for VAR. Jack staring at the left side rear view mirror. Deep under brakes into the Mistral chicane. Bora finds some momentum. There's Aldeheri going on through. He's broken clear of Powell. Nakamura Bertha. That's the Jamaican, the Mercedes-AMG Junior. In car 80, still the top rookie in the field. Beaten. The gap just over a second to Slater. Enzo Ye almost puts Enia Frey into the wall as they go up the top part of the Mistral straight. Slightly overcast. The rain is forecast to fall any moment now, but for the moment, for this point in time, the track is still dry. Watch Slater around the outside. We move into the final third. Race 2, round 5, the 11th season of the Italian F4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotion together with Hachi Sport. You watch Bora defend. Puts the car in the middle of the circuit, a wide line from Slater. He'll get a tremendous run on the exit. You can see the raindrops on our camera lens as they come out of the final corner. Across the line at 223 kilometers an hour. Bora defends. Down into turn 1. Slater around the outside, can't do it. Goes in deep, does Bora. It is raining here at Paul Ricard. The water is falling from the sky and Slater sends it. From second place, the championship leader goes through in P1. Freddie back on top. US Racing finishing 1, 2, 3 yesterday. Well, now they're second and third. Beaton's coming, but it's too little too late to help his teammate Bora, who's already lost, listen to this, 0.6 of a second in 3 corners. Slater trying to equal, if not beat, the record of 13 race wins held by Andrea Kimi Antonelli on his way to the 2022 championship. If he holds on for another 8.5 minutes, Slater's tally will incredibly go to 11 victories. And ominously, the Englishman starts pole position for race 3 tonight. Border not letting the Prema Racing driver get away though. The top of the circuit, there is Jonsson. He's gone by Yamakoshi. The Swede now up into P4. Nice drive from Gustav, who took his maiden podium in the championship 7 days ago at Mugello. A couple of drops of rain at this part of the circuit, 1 lap ago. A couple of drops, that might be a generous exaggeration because maybe there was just one. The track is still dry. We race green in race 2 here at Paul Ricard. The gap down to 0.4 of a second between Slater and Bora. It's not over yet. Can the US racing drivers shake and bake and fight with Freddie, the championship leader? Now Freddie gives the slipstream to Bora and Beaton. Jonsson, Yamakoshi, Rashid Al-Baheri is catching both the Van Amersfoort racing drivers. Huawei-backed car 14 from Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, P6. Jack rides the ripple strips down into the bottom part of the circuit. Is actually faster than his teammate now, Akshay Bora. Jonsson, Yamakoshi, and Rashid Al-Baheri. The problem is, look at that, Slater, 1.4 seconds clear. Who can stop the Englishman? At the moment, only Hiryu Yamakoshi and Akshay Bora, who won not more than 12 hours ago, are the only other drivers to have beaten Freddie Slater. Rashid in P6. On the back of Yamakoshi, still second in the series. There is Alex Powell. Kin Nakamura Bertha, former teammates for the Kart Republic racing team. Both with the Prema Racing team in Kart Republic in WSK World Karting in 2022 and 23. Kin Nakamura Bertha, of course, winning the Junior World Championship at Campillos in the south of Spain for the Forza Racing team. Here is Dion Gauda going on through. Now up into P10 ahead of Enya Frey and Enzo Ye. Olivieri, Larini, the two Italians. Just behind, Dion Gauda leaves the door open. Enya Frey drives on through. And the Swiss driver for the Swiss team, who won this championship in 2016 with the Argentine Marcus Siebert. Enya Frey now into 10 and into the points. Nice pass by Frey. .4 seconds the gap remains, an 06.163 between Slater and Bora. Ominous. And yes, just reminding you, as Freddie rides the ripple strips down into the bottom part of the circuit, and the threatened rain dissipates because the sun is shining here. Of course it is. This is the French Riviera, the magnificent Paul Ricard Circuit, situated approximately halfway between Marseille and Nice. The sun is now shining here, certainly on the Englishman, Freddie Slater. The gap, 1.7 seconds. It is between Border and Beaton. Another podium for the Australian, it looks like at the moment. But again, not the top step. Second yesterday, second twice last week at Mugello. Rashid on the back of Yamakoshi, who falls back to 5. There's GMP. Pradel in a rush. Yes, pun intended. Gianmarco back in form after a tough run last week at Mugello. He's gone through and taken Kin Nakamura Bertha. Pradel now up into P8. The dying stages of race 2 here at Paul Ricard, just the early safety car intervention. Border on your screen, race winner finally yesterday. The pole sitter, but nobody with an answer, seemingly, as 3:33 plus 1 lap appears on the clock. Beaton going on through. Slightly locking up. Slater across the line. We expect there to be 2 laps, possibly 3, remaining after this one. The gap stays 1.7 seconds. Jack Beaton with a purple sector last time round in P3. Akshay turns in. Younger brother of Nikhil Border, who's racing with the Trident team in Formula Regional here this weekend. The first ever Formula Regional race, of course, taking here in 2019. Which was, of course, launched and presented by WSK Promotion together with the Automobile Club of Italy. Nikhil watching on from pit lane after qualifying about an hour ago when it did rain. His younger brother Akshay in P2. His father Bunty here at the circuit. Freddie Slater, his father here at the circuit. And the rest of his family watching on live from somewhere in the beach in the middle of the Mediterranean as they enjoy a well-earned family holiday. Freddie Slater doing his family proud and his team as well. On track, on his way to his 11th victory of the season. The gap out to 1.9 seconds. Turns into Sinya's corner up the top of the circuit. Jack Beaton still knocking on the door of a maiden victory. Only 3 drivers have won so far this year. Border yesterday, Hiyu Yamakoshi twice at Imola. And Freddie Slater 10 times, potentially 11 in just a few moments' time. So looking as though there will be 2 laps remaining after this. Freddie enjoying himself out there, but I'm sure he would have preferred to see the last lap board come out, which it won't do this time. 30 minutes plus 1 lap. Rashid Al-Dahedi goes through, still P6 from Powell, Pradel, Nakamura Berta and Annie Afraid. Just coming onto the straight now is the Swiss driver for the Jensen Motorsport team. Just referring to Marcus Siebert, 2016 champion, when he went wheel to wheel with Nick for the Prema Power team to take the title in the final round at Monza. Marcus here at the circuit, competing in the GT Open Series with the Motopark team. Watching on from pit lane, we're being informed as well as Jack sends it down the inside, slides wide, almost collects his teammate on the absolute limit. Is Beaton on the back of Bora, but Slater disappears down the road. 2 seconds clear of the US racing duo who finished 1-2 yesterday. So word from race control, this is the penultimate lap. Jack on the back of Akshay fires it down the inside. Border closes the door on Beaton. The 2 teammates, you know the golden rule in motorsport, and they do obey it. No contact. They continue racing on green and clean as well. Al-Dahedi still stuck behind Yamakoshi and Janssen. Pradel in the background defending from Nakamura Bertha, Frey, Gauda, Olivieri now up into P12. Here's the first Italian in the field for the AKM Motorsport team. Last lap board next time round. Border slides wide, clips the ripple strip, races down the hill in 2nd place. Potentially can leapfrog Hiyu Yamakoshi. In fact, he will for 2nd place in the series. Quickly doing some mathematics, there's 10 points between them. But Yamakoshi tries to take his teammate Gustav Jonsson. The Van Amersfoort Racing drivers, 4 and 5, US Racing 2 and 3. Freddie Slater for the Prema Racing team leads by 2.2 seconds as we start Le Dernier Tour ici en France, the last lap of the Italian Championship here at Paul Ricard. And now they go side by side, Yamakoshi and Gustav Jonsson. Yamakoshi on the outside. Gustav will have the line on the inside. If Yamakoshi can't take Jonsson, he will drop back to third in the series. Here comes Rashid on the last lap of the race. The Emirati on the back of the Van Amersfoort Racing duo. Jonsson from Sweden, Yamakoshi from the land of the rising sun, and Rashid Al Bahedi from Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates dives down the inside. Can't quite do it. This is critical for the championship. Akshay Bora won't catch Freddie Slater, and he has to defend from his teammate Jack Beaton. Slater to cement his lead in the championship, second place, and Bora would jump up to second in the series. Remember, race 3 to come tonight at 5:30 local time here in the south of France. A superb performance from Freddie Slater, on track for not only his 11th victory of the year, but to surpass the record currently held by Andrea Kimi Antonelli of the most race wins in a season, when Il Bolognese raced away to win the 2022 championship. Jonsson, Yamakoshi, Rashid Al Bahedi, Gianmarco now up into P7. Down the hill for the final time. A rare DNF yesterday. Freddie, the oldest of the 5 Slater siblings, just superb. Turns into the final corner, and the driver from the King's England here in the south of France in the Italian Championship takes an astonishing 11th victory of the season. Akshay Bora does hold off his teammate. Bora from pole position, second place, and with that, moves into second in the championship. Beaten again on the podium. Jonsson, Yamakoshi P5. Rashid Al Bahedi, Gianmarco Pradel, Nakamura Bertha, Powell, and Frey crosses the line. And the Swiss driver in the points for the Genza Motorsport team. Robinson, Savinkov, Vistoriano, tough run for the Romanian this morning. Welcome back to the series, Jan Koller, Dobzhansky, Hodenuis, and Thomas Stolchemanis finishing way down after falling back and losing his front wing earlier on. Freddie Slater, victory number 11. Just outstanding from the Englishman. Takes victory from Border. But of course, with that, just jump down to P5. Hiyu Yamakoshi loses. This is provisional because I'll speak personally here. I failed mathematics poorly in high school. Just quickly doing some mathematics, they came into this second race of round 5. 10 points between them, 18 points for P2 for Border. And with that, has just, I think, edged ahead of Yamakoshi in the series. Border and Beaton, second and third on the podium. Another superb drive from Gustav Jonsson to finish in P4, and Hiyu Yamakoshi in P5. Kin Nakamura Berta takes victory in the rookie race from Alex Powell, and Enya Frey on the podium, 10th outright and the third rookie home. Race 2 completed, of course, at race 3 tonight, 5:30 local time. And ominously, yes, Freddie Slater will start from pole position later this afternoon for race 3, round 5 of the Italian Championship. Pulls into pit lane victorious. The driver from the British Midlands, the team from Grisignano, Vicenza, close enough to Venice, Venezia. Il Team Veneto, with the English driver on track to emulate his countryman, Ollie Behrman, the only other driver from Great Britain to win the championship. That was in 2021 with the Van Amersfoort Racing Team. Do we start engraving his name on the trophy now? The Italians extremely superstitious, and they probably hate me even mentioning that. But it's looking good. His 11th victory of the year. Freddie Slater wins race 2 here at the former home of the French Formula One Grand Prix. That simply says it all. Team manager Goffredo Piro, as cool as you'd like for the Roman, has done superbly well to manage this 6-car strong attack. Akshay Bora, second place, may not realise, but he has moved into second in the series. That is provisional, of course, depending on the competency of my hand-scribbled mathematics here at Paul Ricard. Freddie Slater, I can promise you he is still the championship leader. His 11th victory. Congratulated by his father Justin, sometime racer himself. As we take a look at the highlights, Border from pole position, Jack Beaton, a good jump, and then just changing up into second gear, just lost a tenth of a second ever so slightly. Gabriel Holguin, Filippo Fiorentino would come together after just a few hundred meters, bringing out the safety car for the only time in the race. This is the reason why Fiorentino over Gabriel Holguin's car. Akshay Border, a great restart from Border to lead away initially. Hiyu Yamakoshi, who looked good, was fighting for the victory. Jack Beaton in third place. Nathaniel Betterby going around and just into the back wall. Slight damage to the 29 car. We'll see him back for race 3 this afternoon. Then this Pradel Stolchemanis. Thomas actually losing the front wing as he clipped the back of Keen Nakamura Bertha's car. Dion Gauda around the outside of Pradel, who incredibly brought it home in P7. Slater untouchable takes victory for the 11th time in 2024 by 3 seconds. Akshay second and Jack on the podium in third place. US Racing finishing 1, 2, 3 in yesterday's race 1 yesterday. But it is the red team from Vicenza who are back on top here in Paul Ricard. Don't forget race 3 this evening at 5:30 local time before we go into the summer break. And of course the Euro 4 Championship, the European Formula 4 Championship, that restarts us on the 25th of August at Mugello, the 3-round series, which was won in 2023 by the McLaren Junior, Ugo Ugochukwu. Jack back on the podium in third place. Akshay Border, great performance all weekend. 2 pole positions, a victory yesterday, and P2 here this morning. An overcast morning here at Paul Ricard. Freddie Slater, victory number 11. That is outstanding. A great pleasure to have the 5-time Le Mans champion, former Grand Prix driver, and now president of the FIA Single-Seater Commission, Mr. Emanuele Pirro, to present the trophies to Jack, Akshay, and Freddie in P1. Former test driver, back with the late great Ayrton and Alain with McLaren in those legendary McLarens in the late 1980s and 1990s. Grand Prix career, also a career in touring cars, and yes, 5 times winner of Le Mans. Now president of the FIA Single-Seater Commission, Freddie, Akshay and Jack in race 2. Freddie Slater, his 11th victory of the season. And ominously, the Englishman, who is by far and away our runaway championship leader, starts on pole position for race 3 this afternoon. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage. We'll see you later this afternoon, 5:30, for race 3, round 5, here at Paul Ricard in the south of France. Au revoir, à bientôt.